Gil, what have you kind of done to prepare yourself? You had some time off here. Did you use it to make yourself better? How did you use that time?
Yeah, absolutely, man. I mean, you know, time off doesn't mean time off the gym. You know what I mean? But I did have a lot of time to rest myself mentally and reinvent myself in certain different ways. You know, always sharpening the boxing skills, always sharpening the grappling skills, but mainly working my transitions and putting things together. Going back to my roots a little bit is, you know, why I shined. I thought was because I was a complete mixed martial artist, and I plan on showing it this fight.
Talk about Edson Barboza as an opponent. Where do you see him most dangerous for you?
That guy's a dangerous dude, man. That's why I took this fight. Also, I knew a guy like this would get me up for it. Dynamic striker, explosive. In my opinion, my toughest matchup in the division, just the way I match up with this guy, you know? If I can get past him, I think no one else looks as scary, you know? And again, when I accepted this fight, I was like, this is a scary dude. As I prepared, as I got more prepared, and as of this moment, now I feel confident, I feel ready for this fight. But again, dynamic striker, explosive kicks. I know what I need to do. I know to block them, catch them, stay out of the range, but it's a matter of getting in there and getting used to that timing. And you don't know until you're in the octagon to get that timing.
Since coming to the UFC, you've had a murderer's row of opponents. Does a win over Edson Barboza throw you right back into that title picture, do you think?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm not campaigning for the title or nothing like that, but it does. You know, I've been through the murderous row since day one of my career. You know, I've been fighting undefeated fighters like 3 fights in. You know, I've been fighting top of the world since whatever. As I got to the UFC, same thing. You know, things continue to be tough murder row. It's just how the sport is, and I mean, that's why I'm here. I'm here to test myself against great guys like Edson. You know, he's one of those guys that I think a lot of guys don't want to fight, but I'm up for the challenge.
Gilbert, why is so fast workout there?
You know, I'm just saving it for the fight, bro. Saving it for the fight. That way, you know, I mean, well, you know, I don't want to put on too big of a show right now. I'll save it for the fight. You know, world fastest demo for the day.
And what about training with the Diaz? What that training with the guys gave to your fight?
I mean, I've been training with them for my whole career, so I mean, it's just a cumulative things, you know what I mean? Just mental toughness, you know, great grappling, great sparring. I feel like our styles have always complemented each other. You know, again, my big bro Jake Shields brought me into this sport, and him and I would meet up. He spars Nick, I'd spar Nate. It's just how it went, and we've grown together that way. But I mean, you know, just having great training partners is great.
What do you think about Eddie Alvarez? You know, they train beside Edson Barboza, and they are here champ now.
Yeah.
He's champ now. What do you think about him?
Congrats to Eddie, man. He got a big win on him, and it just shows how deep the division is, you know. But I also had a great fight with Eddie. I truly believe I won that fight, you know. But it's, you know, it's always debatable. But at least it shows, you know, how tough the stacked the division is, and you know, I'm right up there with the champ. You know, that's just exactly how I feel. But I do feel like Edson's a tougher task, you know. Even Eddie said on the thing, everyone thinks Edson's a tough task, so I feel like I get past this guy, I get past anybody.
Edson's the biggest opponent of the division for you now?
I believe for myself, I think it's the toughest challenge right now. You know, it's a very tough challenge, yes.
Gilbert, do you think the randomness of the UFC, how fights can be finished kind of any time with any different way, is what makes it so exciting and why you guys are getting more fans?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you know, it's tough. It's tough out there. It can be over in a blink of the eye. You know, that's just how the sport is. You know, we got these little gloves. You know, there's straight shin to the dome. I mean, these things happen. Yeah, I think it's an exciting part of the sport, not the only exciting part. I think it's so exciting because it's an honest sport. You know, there's no lies in this sport. There's no people throwing flags. There's no, you know, referees getting involved and determining the outcome. You know, it's referees in there to make sure it's a clean fight. But it's a pure honest sport out there. You know, and that's rare.
Since we last saw you, there's been so many things that have changed. We've got the USADA situation. We've got, you know, early weigh-ins on, you know, at 9 in the morning instead of early afternoon. We have new owners now. Does it feel like everything in the sport is changing, like in the blink of an eye?
Sure. I mean, I've been in the sport for 14 years, probably longer than all you guys, you know what I mean? And I've been around here for a long time. Maybe not everybody, but I've been here for a long time. And, you know, it's not my first time taking a layoff. It's not the first time I've been in a different organization. It's not the first time I've been when an organization got bought. I was part of Pride when they got bought by the UFC. You know, I was in Strikeforce when they got bought by the UFC. And so it's just, you know, I'm no stranger to this stuff. It doesn't affect me. And, you know, I'm just here to fight.
Teammate Nate Diaz, has a huge fight coming up. Do you see that fight playing out any different than the first time?
Absolutely not. I think Nate's victorious in this fight. I mean, it's definitely a tough fight. Connor's a tough guy. I think Nate's footwork is going to be, you know, even better this time. I think Connor will be a little more tactical and probably try to pace himself a little bit. You know, but ultimately, you always hit that wall with Nate. You know, always hit that wall with Nate. He's going to outrun anybody. He's going to outlast anybody, and he's going to out-tough anybody out there right now. So if it's a fight to the death, Nate always wins.